Hi all, welcome back to the channel. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Right, this is my brand new, it was brand new, let's say 6 months ago. And you can see from it, it's not been used because it hasn't worked properly. So I'm trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And then the other day I was having a look at it and I was thinking, right, let's have a quick look. So I took off the air filter, I'll just show you that, which is just a piece of foam there. And then there's this cover, and that just comes off. So I took that out as well. What's holding it on is just this screw tap. And then what I noticed was these fuel lines, which were tucked into here, into this little three-port thing. So there's two, one goes in there and the other one goes in there as well. And I was thinking, right, so I was priming it. So when I'll start again. So why I was priming it the first time, this was full. This tank was full to the brim. I filled it up and it must have just picked up enough fuel to start it for the first time. Ever since then, it's not been going. So then I took off this filter and this rubber thing was in the top like that. It sits like that, and just inside here, like so. You see that? With these two tubes going in it. So I'm pumping away here. There's a little valve underneath here, a little clear plastic bulb which you pump up, and that brings the fuel up. Now this is a breather one by the look of it, I can fathom, and this is the one that sucks the fuel up and then goes into the carb. It's all one unit. Okay, so while I'm taking this off and having a look at it, I notice this. Now forget the green pipe, just this with a piece of this attached to it, and this was shoved down here like that. Okay, that was it. And the pipe had been not broken, it was just not working. It wasn't there, it wasn't connected. So I presume it was to that. So I presume what happens is that this connects to that and sits in the bottom of the fuel tank. And they sent this out knowing that it hadn't worked with the pipe missing. And I'm like, you little buggers. So just sheer luck. So imagine sending this back to them. They'd be like, oh no, this must be something you did, you know. So anyway, so I've got a piece of this diesel pipe, doesn't matter what it is, it's fuel pipe, and I'm now going to redo it, put this in, and hopefully this is going to work. So I think it's pretty straightforward. It looks like there's no other fuel lines, even though this has got 3 in it, but I think one's a breather. So you've got a fuel intake, a breather, and then you've got a breather for the tank as well. I don't know, I'm just guessing. There's no instructions, there's nothing with it like that. So I'm going to change, I might change both pipes. I've got extra pipe with me. So let's have a quick look at this. I'm going to turn you around and we'll show you. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Air, I think, and this is fuel intake. So I'm going to take that off. Let me get that off somewhere. I'll just get a screwdriver. Okay, let's remove the air intake. I presume that's the air intake. So I'm going to put him to one side. And then we've got this, which is your fuel. Okay, he's off. And then I've got this one to go on. Oops, excuse me, sorry. Pulls off the bench. So I'm just going to pop them in the hole. I've measured it already. And that should be down enough. And then he just pushes on. Now this one's a lot smaller. So that's in the bottom now. So I'm not too sure what to do about that. I'm going to have a quick look. Okay, so this is where it comes the tricky bit, because this is the rubber grommet that fits on top of the fuel tank. Let me show you that. Okay. Oop, I'm going to bring you around a bit, sorry. So this fits on top of the fuel tank, and then you've got to get these pipes through. So I've got one through, and it's just, that's the breather one. I can zoom into that. There we go. So that's just popping through. So now I've got to get another one in for the fuel line, probably the same length, but also it's got to reach the bottom of the tank. So I've got two types of pipe. I've got this stuff, which is spare, and the other stuff, which is this, you think it's the same, but this is a bit more harder, should I say. So I've managed to get them through, same length at the top and the longer length at the bottom to put the filter on. Okay, all fitted, new pipes in. There's still a hole in that one. I'm sure it must be the breather for the tank, but there's one there though. Unless there's a pipe missing somewhere, I can't see where it goes. It doesn't go anywhere. Well, anyway, no way to find out to see if it starts. Okay, so we sussed it out that we've got a fuel intake. We opened the tank up, emptied it, and inside here was the filter, which had dropped inside because the pipes had corroded. So we took the filter out, put it onto this original pipe coming into the carburetor. This is the air, this is the overflow pipe going back into the fuel tank, and this, which we found on top of the tank here, down there, this bit here, which we found down here, is actually an air intake as well for the tank. Right, so now we're going to see if it works. Okay, so to start the little beast, you push this trigger in here, put the lock on, put that on there, so that locks it. Put it onto the on position, and Lucy's going to hold the camera for me now, and we're going to see if she fires up with everything done. I presume that everything's right. I'll prime it. So that should come up loose now, shouldn't it? That fuel. Oh yeah, look at that.
It's moving.
It's moving, and there it is. So that's your flow back. This is your intake, and this is your air.
So there's going to be a bit of air in there at the moment anyway,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Return fuel and fuel out. Perfect, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll catch you in the next one. All the best.